Hey everyone, thanks for watching. So today's video is going to be a new Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It videos every single Wednesday where I'm talking about some new makeup releases and launches, letting you know some details on them, and then also talking about whether I'm going to pick them up or if I'm going to pass over them. So I always have lots to chat about in these videos. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Alright, the first item that I'm going to talk about is a newer release from Ave Cosmetics. It's been out for a little bit now, but I'm still continually getting asked questions about this one. So it's actually a lip gloss that is in collaboration with Alyssa Ashley. Alyssa Ashley is a YouTuber. I found her after her subculture review. Her subculture review kind of like took off, and I've been watching some of her videos after seeing that review video. She's very beautiful, and that's super exciting that she's coming out with a collaboration with Ave Cosmetics, so a huge congratulations to her. So this is a nude rose lip gloss. It is only $6 from Ave. Like, thank you Ave for still keeping your prices more affordable for drugstore makeup. And what I'm hearing is that it's supposed to actually be somewhat of a dupe for the Fenty lip gloss or the lip balm from Fenty Beauty, which I just mentioned in my Sephora VIB sale video that I was interested in picking it up. I am interested in getting this lip gloss from Ave and Alyssa Ashley. I actually placed an Ulta order about a week or so ago, and I was looking for it because Ave is available online at Ulta. I was looking for it on the Ulta website, and I was pretty bummed when I didn't see it there. It looks like you can only get this on the Ave website and then also in Ave stores, which I do not have any Ave stores in Iowa, unless somebody knows of a store here in the Midwest that you can tell me about, but I don't think we have any Ave stores around here. But I would like to get this one, especially because I think I am going to get the Fenty lip gloss, and I would kind of like to see a comparison for myself, $18 versus the $6, which is it going to be? So I actually went on to the Ave website, and I'm thinking about maybe doing some sort of like Ave haul in the future. There's a couple items here and there that I've seen on the Ave website, and they just came out with a ton of new releases as well. They released like 30 different new items in the month of September. It was so crazy. So I was actually thinking about maybe doing that, and then I could pick up the lip gloss at the same time. The lip gloss isn't necessarily something that I was like, I need to run out and get this right away and, you know, only purchase this one item from the Ave website. Like I said, if it would have been available at Ulta, I would have merged it in with my previous order that I was doing, but I am still interested in getting it. I know that lip gloss is supposed to be like making a comeback, and it's supposed to be, you know, the new trend, so I've been trying more and more. I'm such a matte lipstick lover, but I've been trying more and more to get into the lip gloss trend, and this one does look really beautiful, and for only $6, I feel like you can't go wrong with that. So I'm still interested in picking it up, but I'd love to know, since it has been out for a while now, who has picked it up, or what do you think about it? Have you seen, like, do you have the Fenty lip gloss too? Do you think it would be a dupe? Let me know. But I am definitely interested in the Ave and Alyssa Ashley lip gloss. So the next item I was getting quite a few tags on is a new release from Storybook Cosmetics in collaboration with Mean Girls. This is called the Burn Book Eyeshadow Palette. It includes 12 colors. It will be available on November 1st at 10 a.m. PST, I believe, on the Storybook Cosmetics website. I'm reading from Trendman1, so I will have her Instagram page linked down below, since I typically get some information from her Instagram. So I have been tagged on a lot from Storybook Cosmetics in the past. I think I featured them quite a few times in the Will I Buy It videos. They are a company that is kind of known for these collaborations, like this one with Mean Girl. I think the most recent one they did was like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I know I've kind of talked to some of you guys in the comments and over other social medias about how interesting it is that they can kind of get this trademark and licensing and all of that for their makeup products, and I think that's pretty interesting, but a lot of times that means that they do have higher prices. So for this palette, for example, I couldn't find an exact price on this one yet, even though it's releasing just a couple days from now, but looking at their website, like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one was $55. Then another eyeshadow palette on the website, that was $55. So I'm gonna assume that this one is $55, which to me that seems pretty pricey, but a lot of people are always chattering about using like the exact trademarked information from these movies and all of that. So that's kind of why they have to have higher pricing, because of the licensing and, you know, all the legal jabber that goes into all of that. So I get it, and I like the concept, and I think a lot of their stuff is super cute. Like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory eyeshadow palette definitely caught my attention, but I keep talking myself out of it because it just seems like a lot of money to, you know, to have almost kind of like a collector piece. I think I totally get it if you're like a huge ride or die fan for whatever it is collaboration that they are doing. I think it definitely makes sense then if you would want to get that as the collector's piece, but I guess they haven't come out with anything yet that I'm like, I have to have that. Because like obviously I know what Mean Girls is. I've seen the movie several times. I could quote several of the lines from the movie, but I'm like not a ride or die Mean Girls fan. When I see it on TV, I can skip over it, you know, like, whereas with like the movie Elf, I mean, anytime Elf is on TV, I'm like sitting down watching it, even if it's June, like I don't care. So I don't know, what would you say if Storybook Cosmetics was to do a collaboration and it would be like your one thing? What would it be? Because I think I'm gonna have to say mine would be like Clueless. I would probably buy a Clueless eyeshadow palette because like Clueless, that was my jam. So the colors in there, I mean, they definitely look pretty and they have some fun colors in there and this like shiny green and a pretty blue and all of that. But again, I don't think it's enough of a pull for me. I'm just not that Mean Girls hardcore diehard fan for the movie. And I think that means that I can go ahead and skip over paying $55 for a 12 pan eyeshadow palette, you know, because I think you're paying not only for the collaboration, but also the packaging is really, really cool. I'm not gonna take anything away from that. Packaging is definitely very fun inside also, but I think that's kind of also where the $55 is coming from. So I'm gonna keep my eye on Storybook Cosmetics and maybe one day they'll come out with that release that I'm like, that's for me. But so far it hasn't happened yet, but let us know, are you such a huge Mean Girls fan? Who is your favorite character in the movie? Do you have to get the Burn Book eyeshadow palette? I would love to know. So next up, I was getting quite a few tags on this new release with BH Cosmetics. They are doing another collaboration with beauty influencer Shaaanxo. They did release a collab palette a while back. One side was eyeshadows and then one side was a lip palette. I'm not sure, I feel like I talked about this in a Will I Buy It or maybe an anti-haul video, but I said I wasn't interested in getting it because I actually don't like lip palettes. I don't feel like they're a good fit for me, so it didn't really seem worth it to buy something that was half of a product that I wouldn't use. But they're coming out with the remix or the round 2 collaboration, and this is a double-sided eyeshadow palette, so similar packaging to the first release, except now both sides are going to be eyeshadows, and there are 9 shadows on each side, so you get 18 shades in total. You can get BH Cosmetics on the Ulta website, and the original palette is still on there for $14.50, but I didn't see this new palette there. I can only find it on the BH website. Looks like it is $18.99 for the 18 shades. And then I also noticed that it did say that this was a limited edition introductory price, so I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be only the $19 for and what price it will be going up to. That I'm not 100% on, but it is available now on the BH site, so I will have that linked down below. Now I am going to be passing over this one. I am not hugely familiar with Shaaanxo. I've seen a couple of her videos, but a lot of times with collaborations I get excited to buy collab pieces because I like to support the people that I watch, you know, very frequently and, you know, on somewhat of a regular basis. Not saying that's only my ever reason to get a collaboration, because one of my most loved palettes is the Tarte and Styled by Harouche palette, and I didn't know who Harouche was, and I didn't buy the palette because of her at all. I just really liked the palette and I thought it looked interesting. That can be a reason why I buy collaborations, so the collab aspect didn't necessarily give me a pull. I do like BH Cosmetics. I have purchased a lot from them, especially in the past. They're a great affordable brand and they have a lot of good quality pieces, but not everything necessarily always catches my attention from them. I think really the biggest 2 reasons I would say why I'm not going to get the palette. One is that we are approaching Sephora VIB sale time, so I'm getting my list ready for there. You know, I'll have a big order coming in from Sephora, and then also typically around the VIB sale time, Ulta starts really stepping up their game. It's like they know a lot of people are going to be placing orders at Sephora, so they're like 5 times points on this, extra bonus points on this, free shipping on this, these deals over here, and it's like, ah! So I'm really looking at Sephora and Ulta like heavily right now because that's where the deals and the discounts are to be had, and I know that I'm going to be purchasing a lot of makeup here coming up, so that's a big reason. But another one is that it just didn't give me a double take. I talk about the double take or having a strong reaction to makeup in these Will I Buy It videos videos, because my feeling is that if you don't have a strong reaction to something, don't talk yourself into it, just move on. There's always so much makeup out there, and if you don't want to purchase something, then you don't have to, because there's probably gonna be something else that you would want it to purchase more. So even though I don't think $19 is a bad price at all for getting that eyeshadow palette, it just didn't give me a strong enough reaction. And then knowing how much money I'm going to be spending on makeup here in the next coming week or so, I know that I need to just pass over anything that doesn't give me a strong pull. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass over this palette, but I would love to know, did you pick up the first one? Are you super excited for the second one? Let us know in the comments. Alrighty, so Tarte is coming out with some exciting new releases here. I was getting asked a lot of questions about this one, especially on my Twitter for this one, it seemed like. So first thing that I will say is that the Tarte Toasted palette is now available at both Sephora and Ulta, so I'll have that link down below. I did mention this in a Will I Buy It a couple weeks back, and I said I was so excited for it and I was going to purchase it on the Tarte website like the minute it became available, and I was super pumped for it. And I've been getting asked a lot of questions of where's my review video, where's my tutorial videos. I ended up not purchasing from the Tarte website because a few days before it released, I found out that they had some sort of strange security breach, security issue on their website, and that kind of gave me a spook. So I was pretty bummed about it, but you know, I was like, it's going to be coming just for an Ulta, just hold on. You don't need to get a palette the exact day that it launches. Life will go on and it will be okay. But you know, I'm someone who's dealt a lot of times with my credit card information being stolen, identity theft, things like that. So I get pretty spooked when I hear things like that. I've mentioned it in past videos of why I haven't bought from certain brands and their websites because of security issues. So that is why you haven't seen my Tarte Toasted review or any tutorials on it, because I have been waiting for it to come into stores, just because I got a little unsure if I should order from the Tarte website. But now that it is going to be available at Sephora, I am going to pick it up during the VIB sale, so I'm pretty excited about that. But it is now available at Sephora and Ulta. So they have a couple new releases. It looks like a few of these are maybe going to be Ulta exclusives. I was trying to read, I'm reading from the Trend Mood website, and it just is linked at Ulta. But the first one is the Toasted palette, which is $46, but that is available on the Sephora website now. But the Park Avenue Princess Highlight and Contour palette is going to be $46. I could only find this one at the Ulta website, but I am so excited about this one. It has 6 different shades in there. It's a really beautiful palette. I love the packaging, and I definitely want to pick this one up. I already have it in my Ulta bag for when I make my purchase. I love highlight and contour palettes. I really enjoy Tarte as a brand. Their Clay Play palette has a couple face powders in there, and I really love that palette. So when I saw that this one was an all face palette, all highlight contour palette, I was immediately like, we are for each other, and I'm super excited about that one. They did release a new lip paint, the Tarte Lip Paint, which is $20 in Park Ave Princess. I'm gonna pass over that. I know I'm gonna be buying some lipsticks in the VIP sale, and they're not my absolute like #1 favorite formula. They also released chrome paint shadow pots in 3 shades for $22 each. I don't really love these types of eyeshadows, like especially the packaging. I've had ones from like Maybelline and Revlon, and I think even like L'Oreal, and they're just not my favorite type of packaging. I don't feel like I need it, especially with some other eyeshadow palettes that I want to pick up during the sale. Definitely don't need it. But then they also have a couple different Vault sets coming out. One is at Ulta, and then one I found at Sephora. So the one that is at Ulta, it's the Tarte Lip Vault. It's $100. It'll be online only. And inside you get the Tarte Lip Matte palette, the Tarte Lip in Bloom, and the Tarte Lip Toasted palette. So all of those for $100. I think each of the palettes run for $46 each, I want to say. I'm not going to get the Vault because I already own the In Bloom palette, and then I am planning on getting the Toasted palette in the VIB sale for a discount. And to be honest, I don't even know what the Tarte Lip Matte palette is. I've never even heard of that one. I'm assuming it's an older palette maybe, but I just wouldn't need to get the Vault with already having 2 of the eyeshadow palettes, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass over that one, but the one I found at Sephora looked pretty interesting as well. This is called the Tarte Pro Vault. So inside you get the Tarte Pro palette, also the highlight and contour palette, mascara, eyeliner, false lashes, lip gloss, and a lipstick, and that is all going to be $148. It says it's a $197 value. I'm pretty sure that Tarte's the Pro palette, I think that's like a $55 palette. I've heard good things about that palette, but I've talked myself out of it, and I think I mentioned it in a makeup that I didn't regret not buying. I wasn't pulled enough towards it, and even though I still hear good things about the palette, it just didn't catch my attention enough to buy. I also do hear good things about the highlight and contour palette. Again, with purchasing the Ave Princess highlight and contour palette, I wouldn't really need it. I have the liner, I have the mascara, I have the lashes, and I have quite a few of the Tarte lip paints, so it's kind of a thing where I have a lot of the pieces in here, so I wouldn't need to spend $148 on the Vault. But if you want to try Tarte, or you've been eyeing some of these specific items in here with either of the Vaults, I mean, they definitely are a discounted price, so I think that's pretty cool. So I'll have all those products linked down below, the Vault products listed down below as well, but I got asked a lot of questions on those, but the two things that I'll be getting from these new Tarte releases are the Toasted palette, finally, and then also the Ave Princess highlight and contour palette, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I would love to know what you're planning on getting from these new Tarte releases, if you're planning on getting anything at all. Alright guys, that's gonna be everything for this week's Will I Buy It video. I really hope that you enjoyed the video or you found it helpful in some ways. As always, let me know what you think about all the products that I mentioned down below, what you are picking up, what you are deciding to pass over, and of course let me know what you want to see featured in next week's Will I Buy It video. Your comments and tags and suggestions are always so helpful to me. And of course, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. I hope that you will also consider subscribing before you go. I will be live on my YouTube channel tomorrow night at 7:30 CST if you want to come by for a live chat. Otherwise, I will catch you in Friday's video.